So today we are sharing our trip to the Harsil Valley organized by the outdoor hikers. We started our journey to Harsil Valley from Dehradun and made our first stop at the famous Maggie Point in Missouri, where we had tea and snacks while enjoying the beautiful view, setting the perfect mood for the trip. Soon we were back on the road towards Uttarakhand, enjoying the beautiful sunset and the mountains along the way. We reached the homestay in Uttarakhand a little late, hungry and happy. After settling in, we gathered together for dinner. As we enjoyed our meal, the tour captain gave us a little briefing on the exciting adventures that lay ahead for the next day. The morning welcomed us with a golden sunlight and a beautiful mountain glowing in the soft light. At Hilldew Homestay, their own garden was bursting with colorful flowers, and the beautiful paintings on the wall added a special charm, a stillness we rarely find back home. Before hitting the road, we visited Sri Kasi Vishwanath Mandir in Uttarakhand, ancient, peaceful, and the perfect way to begin the day. We were back on the road, continuing our journey towards the Harsil Valley. On our way to Harsil, we stopped at Gangnani Hot Spring, where we took a dip in the sacred hot spring and spent some peaceful moments surrounded by mountains before continuing our journey. Suki Top stopped us in our tracks. Snow-covered peaks stretched endlessly in every direction, and what was meant to be a short stop slowly turned into a moment we didn't want to leave behind. We reached the Harsil Resort in Harsil during the day, our home for the next 3 nights. After dropping our bags, we stepped outside and simply sat there, surrounded by the mountains, talking and soaking in the views and quietly enjoying the moment while the mountains did the rest. In the evening, we headed towards the Bagodi village. The cold mountain wind hit hard, and for a moment, it felt like the mountains themselves were welcoming us in.
झील बनी, पूरा गोवा बीच बन गया था।
And the next day, we headed towards the Gartang Gali.
तो अभी यहाँ से हम लोग ट्रैक करेंगे। तो वहाँ के लोग यहाँ आते थे, यहाँ के लोग वहाँ जाते थे, उसका ये बंद कर दिया।
After a quick briefing, we stepped onto the trail and instantly knew this was going to be something unforgettable. Carved into the cliffside with towering mountains on one side and a deep valley on the other. Every step of the trail felt thrilling. At the very end of the trail stood a beautiful wooden bridge. We stayed there for a while, taking in the silence, the views, and the feeling of being completely lost in the moment. After that, we left for the Gangotri Dham. Even the walk through the town carried a different kind of energy, calm, spiritual, and deeply alive. The temple stood quiet and beautiful against the backdrop of mountains. The idol of goddess Ganga had been moved for the winter, but the presence of the place still felt powerful. Later, we sat beside the Bhagirathi river for a while. Some places don't ask for words, they simply ask you to stay still and listen. Early in the morning, we began the Lama top hike. It was dark, cold, and silent as we walked deeper into the forest, guided only by our footsteps. The trail slowly came alive with the sound of birds and the crisp mountain air and the feeling of mountains waking up around us. And then slowly the sun arrived, and golden light spilled across the peaks right in front of us, turning the mountains completely golden. Every turn opened up to another breathtaking view, and without even realizing it, we found ourselves slowing down just to take it all in. By the time we reached the top, everything opened up into endless views of mountains and valleys stretching far into the distance. No words were needed there. The mountains said it all. Even the way back felt special. The same trail looked completely different now, glowing under the morning sun cutting through the trees, making every step back just as beautiful as the climb itself. After heading back to our stay and having breakfast, we set out for another beautiful trail, the Saat. The Saat trail began through one of the most beautiful forests we had ever walked through. Tall deodar trees stood silent and towering, as if they had been there long before time itself. The deeper we walked, the quieter everything became. Soon the forest opened into apple orchards in full bloom. It felt like spring had quietly arrived in the middle of the mountains, and we had somehow walked right into the heart of it, enjoying the beautiful views all around us. And then we reached the lake. Its surface moved gently with the wind, reflecting the snow-covered peaks in the most beautiful way. The kind of view that makes every step of the trek feel worth it. We sat there for a long time and had our meal and watched the mountains. Some places give you energy. These mountains, they gave us something quieter than that, something we are still holding on to. And just like that, the trip came to an end. But the mountains, the silence, and the moments that we lived there will stay with us forever.